What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Bleav in Texans podcast. I'm your host, Cecil Shorts III, back at it again. And I'm be honest with you, let's get right to it. Jalen Ramsey is available. Texans, let's go get him. I'm joking. I'm joking. I think you're good in the DB market. I think you're good on defense, to be honest. And we talked about last pod. I think this should be a focus on the offensive side when it comes to the draft, which is, if I'm not mistaken, today's Friday. So 6 days away. 6 days away, that 25th pick, possibly, we're going to get a big time playmaker, a big time help with the Houston Texans. And I say possibly because Trader Nick Casario, I like to call him Trader Nick. He'll move up, he'll move down, he'll move back, he'll move forward, he'll move side to side. We'll see what happens next Thursday in the draft. But it's exciting to have a first round pick. It's exciting to be in a position where you can make some things happen. So last pod we talked about Dylan Sampson, great fit from Tennessee that can really come in, be that second to fourth round area, can be available to help out Joe Mixon in that running game, right? We talked about Luther Burden the third. Absolutely love that kid, man. And I think he'll be in there somewhere between 25 and maybe even 40, right? He'll be in that range where you could go up and get him, or you can get him at 25, or you can move back depending on what happens. There's always runs in the draft, right? Runs of receivers, runs of quarterbacks, runs of linemen, whatever the case may be. But since we're talking about, I just mentioned linemen, right? We're going to talk about linemen and tight end today. Linemen and tight end. Linemen first. Let me get this out there because I was going not back and forth, but talking to different people on Twitter about what the Texans should do at 25. Some people say go get a playmaker. Some people say get the offensive lineup. I am not against if you stay at 25 if you draft the offensive lineman. I'm not against that. I can't be mad at that. Why? Because you're trying to protect your assets, your biggest assets, which is CJ Stroud. Sacked 52 times last year. Way too many times he was scrambling, running for his life, back on the ground. We can't have that. So I get why they would, and I wouldn't be mad or irate if they do go out at 25 and get a solid guy to help protect CJ Stroud. And I think, honestly, you're in position at 25 where if you're a Texans fan, you might want to be cheering that Shador Sanders, Jackson Dart don't get picked up early, right? Don't get picked up early. Let them fall back into the 20 range where Pittsburgh needs a guy and the Rams could trade up and actually try to get a guy for Matthew Stafford, who eventually will, retire. It'll be interesting because the more those quarterbacks drop, the more opportunity you got to not only give your pick to a guy and get more picks, right? Say the Rams come or the Steelers, say the Rams come want to trade up with you, whatever the case may be, right? Say a team wants to trade with you, you're able to trade with them and collect more picks, and then you still got good offensive linemen there. You still got good playmakers there on the offensive side of the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But when you go offensive linemen, man, it's a few guys that stick out to me. Number one, Kelvin Banks Jr. and Will Campbell. Those are my two favorite linemen in the draft. I don't think they'll be there at 25. I just don't, right? I think Will Campbell will probably go somewhere in the top 12, and I think Calvin Banks Jr., people are overlooking just a tad bit. He's a special specimen. I see some people have him in the falling to the 20 area. I think he'll be top 15 for sure. I just do. Top 20. Those two guys I love. If we can get them and they fall back, if the Texans can get those guys, great. If not, I'm not worried about it because there's some names I'm about to mention that can really help you on that offensive line. First thing that comes up is Gray Zabel, North Dakota State guy. And this would be a little bit different for Nick Casario because Nick Casario is a guy that drafts big time. He drafts from big time conferences. All right, so I love Calvin Banks Jr., University of Texas. I love Will Campbell, LSU. I just think they will be gone by the time pick number 25 comes. Now, if they happen to drop past 15 and they're in the lower teens, 18, 19, 20, do you want to pop up and get them? Maybe if you love them, but I think you have a lot of options that will be there in that 25 range, especially if quarterbacks start to go later in the draft, right? So if you're a Texans fan, again, you may want to be cheering for Shador, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck to be sliding down. Tyler Shuck's already down there, but be sliding down the draft to be able to use for you to be able to really pick your poison if you want an offensive lineman. Gray Zabel from North Dakota State, technician. The only thing with him is he went to North Dakota State University. The thing for Nick Caserio, he's not against it because he went to John Kerr, I went to Mount Union, small school guys, we get it. But he's more drafting from big time conferences, Power Four conferences, right? But Gray Zabel is a guy's a technician. He's nasty. He can finish. He would be a great pickup in that 25 area. Josh Simmons, he's a tone setter. Watch him against Penn State. Watch him against all these guys. They are finishing. He is finishing, and he's a tone setter. Would love to see him in the Texans uniform. Josh Josh Connerly Jr. from Oregon. He gave up 2 sacks his entire career. If you get a chance, watch the Washington game. You'll see everything you need to see, from run blocking to pass blocking to finishing it, finishing an opponent, from being physical. He can do it all. So I think he'll be in that area too. And then the guy I love, probably my favorite guy, is Tyler Booker. I think when you look at Tyler Booker, he can be a guard. He can be and I'll be honest with you, offensive line will be a boring pick, right? But I'm okay with a boring pick if he's going to be on the team for the next 10 to 12 years and protecting CJ Stroud. You can be boring. That can be the boringest pick ever. I could care less because CJ is going to be protected. And I think Tyler fits that mold. He's physical. He's powerful. He's nasty. He gets his hands on the inside, able to drive you. He is just somebody I think Nick Caley's wanted. Nick Caley will want that nastiness back on the offensive line. I think Nick Cage's going to be looking for some nasty guys, right? When it comes to being able to finish blocks and drive guys down away from the hole or drive guys down the field, excuse me. So I think those guys, those names, Gray Zabel, Josh Simmons, Josh Connerly Jr., Tyler Booker, will all be in the 20s range. Will all be in the 20s range and reachable if you wanted to. Say you're sitting at 25 and a couple of those names come off the board. You're like, I'm getting a little nervous about what so and so may do. You can go up a pick or two and be able to grab these guys. And even some of them may fall to the second round, right? We have to move up in the second round and get them. But those names I think will be really, really good for the Houston Texans. It will be boring to the fans. It will be boring because you're like, offensive line, what the heck? Remember, you're trying to protect your biggest asset, CJ Stroud. He was sacked, I'm going to say it again, 52 times. Way too many, period. Way too many. I was a part of multiple teams that did not put either the playmakers around the quarterback or have the greatest offensive line around the quarterback, and it kind of messed up and ruined his career. Now, he ended up having a really good career. He's still playing the league, still doing well, but to come into the league and not have the surrounding cast around you can hurt you. Now, you got a lot of good pieces around you right now, and if you're the Houston Texans, now it's about solidifying the offensive line. So again, it may be a boring pick, but if you pick the right one, it's going to be worth it, right? So look at the free agencies they picked up. Cam Robinson, 1 year, $14.5 million. He probably will get, because of the money, he'll get maybe the first opportunity to be that left tackle, that right tackle situation, right? To see what he can do. He's with Jacksonville the last couple of years, got traded to the Vikings. Did well with the Vikings and then ended up getting let go. Was a free agent right now. So Cam Robinson, a lot of football under his belt. Laken Tomlinson, guard type player, 1 year, I believe it was $4 million for him, right? He'll be in that competition as well. Trent Brown, a lot of football, a lot of snaps being played. Going into his 11th or 12th year, former Pro Bowler, Super Bowl winner, knows how to win, knows what it takes. Those three guys have a lot of football under their belt, and they can help teach. They can help mentor. They can really help develop the younger guys that whoever they may draft at 25, right? So again, I'm not against any offensive lineman being drafted at 25. Personally, I want a playmaker, but it makes total sense if you draft a offensive lineman, at number 25. It makes sense. You're protecting your asset, CJ Stroud. So boom, those names I would love to see. Now let's move to the tight ends. Because this is a position. We talked about receiver. We know we need playmakers. We talked about receiver. We talked about running back. You need somebody to be that solid number 2 running back behind Joe Mixon, right? We just talked about offensive line, how we need to continue to develop and get guys in there, get bodies in there that can really do their job as the run game and protect CJ in the pass game, right? But I think a sneaky position group that needs help, that needs some more production, that needs maybe some pressure, right? Some pressure put on them. And Nick Caley, you got to remember this. Nick Caley is a former tight ends coach. a former tight ends coach with Patriots and with the LA Rams. He loves tight ends. He knows what it takes. I think that position is interesting to watch. You got Cade Stover, who I like, who's physical in the running game, who can make some plays in the passing game, who's familiar with CJ Stroud. They played together at OSU. You got Dalton Schultz, who 2 years ago had a good year. Last year kind of was rocky. And honestly, I kind of was out on Schultz because of everything I seen on film. But I'm gonna give him one more shot just because of the how, especially after they let the OC go, how much it just seemed like it was just confusion. And that comes from the offensive coordinator, right? So I'm gonna give him one more shot. But I'm gonna tell you what, I think some of these tight ends that I'm about to mention are special. I truly do. And I'm gonna start with Tyler Warren. If Tyler Warren, and call me crazy, if he drops out the top 10, I'm thinking about going up and getting him. I said it. I said it. If he drops out the top 10, I'm thinking about going and getting him. Why? Because he is special. He is special. He is flat out special. Former quarterback. If you watch the film at Penn State, he does an excellent job finding the open holes in the zones, right? And that's him being a former quarterback, understanding, okay, it's cover 3, it's cover 2, it's quarters, it's cover 6. I know where I need to be. I know where the holes in the zone are. So then maybe get there and be a big body target for my quarterback. He does an outstanding job of that consistently over and over and over again. He's a red zone monster. He's a red zone nightmare. Think about him and then Nico in the red zone. Dog, what? What? He's competitive. What, he's 6'6". He runs a 4.6 at 256. Like, this dude is a special specimen. And I'll be surprised if he gets past the Jets. I'll be surprised if he gets outside the top 10. But if he does, if I'm the Houston Texans, and it'll be fun to see, I would think about trading up for him. I honestly would. I know it might be an expensive cost. I get it. But Tyler Warren, to me, will be worth it. You got Nico, you got Christian Kirk, you got Tyler Warren, and then you got CJ and Joe Mixon, and you still can add another running back in the second to fourth round. You still can add another receiver in the second to fourth round. You still got things you can do to really help this offense. So I wouldn't be surprised at all, if they jumped up there and got him. Remember, Nick Caley, former tight ends coach, he loves tight ends, right? So that would be my fun, wishful thing. Hey, if he drops to 12, 13, go up there and get him. He's worth it in my opinion. He's that special. Decent in the run game. He's physical. He's competitive. He's going to compete. He's going to get after it. So you would have to worry about him in the run game as well. You can use him in many different ways. And I think the biggest thing about blocking is technique, but it's the willingness to do it. Right? He's not going to be scared. He's not going to be scared, and he'll be willing. He'll be a willing blocker that could continue to learn and can develop there. But he is just a monster at tight end. So if he falls again outside the top 12, Texans, go up there and get him. Call me crazy, y'all. I don't care. Call me crazy. I don't care. I think he'll be worth it. And that's your playmaker right there. Did I mention run after the catch? Did I mention how elusive he is? You see my little shoulder shake? Did I mention how he just making guys miss, stiff arm, or running guys over? He is nuts, man. He's a creative player out there. Whew. So Tyler Warren is somebody I would definitely trade up for. Another tight end I love or I like is the guy from Michigan, Colston Loveland. I think he's a good size. He can make plays. Not as elusive, not as fast, but he can be a solid seam runner. He can be a solid guy down the seam for CJ in the middle of the field, can make good plays. So he would be a guy, I wouldn't trade up for him, but if he falls down to that 25 range, or even in the second round, if he falls there, I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans go out and get him. I think he can be a special specimen as well within that seams, within the out routes, within the middle of the field. He can be a helpful in that tight end room. And the last tight end I love, and I think this would be very interesting, will be Harold Fannin Jr. Now, he's a little bit undersized. He's around 6'3", 241, but he led the nation. And this is all pass catchers now, right? With 117 catches last year, and 1,555 yards receiving as a tight end. That's special, y'all. That's special. And if you turn on the film, he's running routes. He's getting open. I'm telling you, this tight end, those top three tight ends, in my opinion, Tyler, Colston, and Harold, those three guys are exciting. Especially Tyler and especially Harold to me, because I want a pass catcher. I want a guy that can go get the ball, that can make a play, make a guy miss, can be explosive in the tight end game. I can't preach to you how important a good tight end is. What Travis Kelce's been doing over the years has been unbelievable. What Trey McBride is able to do, like it's so many times you can where you're able to find the mismatches from a tight end that's covering the safety's covering the tight end, or a linebacker on the tight end. You can exploit those things. So if you have a guy that's big, that's strong, that can run routes, that can get open, it's to your advantage. I mean, look at Mark Andrews and George Kittle, tight end Sam Laporta. It's so many guys. The young kid, I can't think of his name for the Raiders. It's so many guys. If they're used correctly, they can be such big assets. And I think this tight end group. Now, I'll be honest. I think Tyler and Colston probably be in the first round range, right? Maybe Colston drop a little bit, but they'll be in the first round range for sure. Harold is a guy you can get in 2, 3, or 4. Because he went to Bowling Green. Competition wasn't great. Talk about competition real quick. When he played against top 25 opponents this year, Harold Fannin Jr. averaged 141 yards a game. So when he played his best competition at Bowling Green against the Penn States, when he played against those guys, 141 yards a game. He was eating, y'all. Eating. Game changer. I'm telling you, you can put him in an H-back position. You can use him similar to how a Mark Andrews or George Kittle is used. Probably to gain a little bit of weight, but I mean, y'all watch his route running. I'm telling you, he can get open with the best of them. It's going to be a mismatch. It's not going to be a safety. It's not going to be a linebacker that can cover him when he's lined up, either in the slot or in an H-back position behind the tight end and 12 personnel, or even put him his hand in the dirt. Put his hand in the dirt and 12 personnel or 11 personnel. I don't care. And get him off the ball, get him moving. He is special. And he can be a mid-round gem. I'm excited about Harold Fannin. He can do some really good things. And another weapon on offense. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, fellas and ladies. That's just what it is. He will be another big-time threat. Man, that's exciting, man. The tight end room got me fired up today, y'all. So we talked about the offensive lineman. Again, I'm not against it. Not against it. Not at all. It's going to be some good names in that 20 to 25, in that 25 range that you can possibly go up and get if you love them, or they'll fall to you based on what the quarterback situation looks like and what other teams are doing. There's always runs in the draft, right? So it's going to be possibly a run of running backs, or run of receivers, or run of tight ends, or run of court, whatever it is, right? You'll find some good linemen that got some really good experience, that play a lot of games against some good opponents, and there's some nasty guys you will want. And then tight ends, fellas. Ladies, tight ends. I'm telling you, Tyler Warren, if he drops past 12, go get him. You heard it from me first. Go get him. He's that special. Tyler, Colston, Harold Fannin Jr., big fans of those guys. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at 25 next week. So that'll be it for today's Bleav in Texans podcast. Cecil Shorts III here. Looking forward to talking more draft stuff with different people coming on next week. And again, I'll have my mock draft ready. 3 rounds, just what the Texans will do, right? 25, 59, I think 79. Just no trades. What will they do with those picks? Who would I want to see? And that'll be fun to talk about. So, like always, go Texans.